Welcome to my channel, where we discuss everything and all things politics, economy, and development in Nigeria and around the world. In this video, we are looking at the Senate rejection of immortalizing Professor Humphrey Nwosu, the National Electoral Commission chairman that conducted the 1993 presidential election, in which Chief MKO Abiola was the presumed winner of the election, and in which the government of Muhammad Buhari eventually acknowledged that Chief MKO Abiola won the election. Now, when the motion to immortalize him by naming the INEC headquarters after him was tabled by Engineer Baribe and other senators, the excuse given for its rejection was indeed laughable. Laughable in the sense that you say that the June 12, 1993 election was the freest and fairest election ever held in Nigeria. That was the sing-song. That has been the sing-song. That June 12, 1993 election was the freest and fairest election ever held in Nigeria. And then you can't immortalize the person who conducted it, but you can immortalize the presumed winner of that election. That is hypocrisy of the highest order that I have ever seen. But of course, one is not surprised that hypocrisy runs large in Nigeria, politics in particular. You say that Abiola, how did Abiola win the election? How do you know that it was Abiola that won the election? It was Humphrey Nwosu that released the results. It was Humphrey Nwosu that allowed that election to take place. There was a court injunction stopping Humphrey Nwosu from going ahead with the election. Yet this man went ahead with that election. That court injunction ought to have put a total stop to the issue about the election. This man risked everything despite the court injunction stopping the election. He conducted the election. In a military regime, he was able to make public most of the results. Even the recent book that was written by the head of state at that time, military president, General Ibrahim Babangida, his latest book, A Journey in Service, made it clear the role of Humphrey Nwosu in that election, indicating that without Humphrey Nwosu, nobody should be talking about June 12 election. He was the one that conducted it. He had the result. It was through him that the result came out. He was not even supposed to release any part of the results. He risked his life and released the result. And I heard people, senators, talking about that he wasn't courageous. How many of them are courageous in the Senate right now? That he wasn't courageous to announce the result. How many of them are courageous in Nigerian Senate today? Even the person that I saw him talk, some of them that were speaking, one from Kogi State and one from Oyo State or wherever. How courageous is he? Can he even speak truth to power, to his Senate? That's why Senator Karimi, can he speak even truth to Governor Yahaya Bello, who facilitated his going to that Senate? And they can talk about that he wasn't courageous enough. was talking, what I say is makes no sense to me. Because if you can't immortalize Humphrey Nwosu, then there's no basis even immortalizing Abiola himself. On what basis are you immortalizing Abiola? You are immortalizing Abiola because June 12th election was said that result was showing that he won. Who made it possible for him to win? It was Professor Humphrey Nwosu. He was the one that took the risk, took the beating, took everything thrown at him by the military. Those who didn't want the election to take place at all. He was the one that took the risk in conducting the election, took the risk in announcing part of the result. And from all indication, if not for Professor Humphrey Nwosu, nobody should be talking about Abiola winning June 12th election. He took the risk, he took the bullet. And even Babangida's new book exposed those who are in cahoot to ensure that that election was not held, that the Abiola does not become the president. So if you cannot immortalize Humphrey Nwosu, and then you can immortalize Abiola, then you are a hypocrite. And now even Abiola has been recognized as a former president. Now he has been recognized as a former president. And Kingibe, who was his vice presidential candidate, has been recognized as a former vice president based on that June 12th election. Then the person that conducted it cannot be immortalized. And you say the person conducted the freest and fairest election. It was under Humphrey Nwosu they used option A4. He introduced it. He did everything to ensure that the election took place, despite all the bottlenecks put along his way, particularly the court order not to conduct that election. So if you are really sincere, if you are not blinded by ethnicity, if you are not blinded by hate, I don't see why you will not support it. So what is the excuse of the Nigerian Senate for rejecting immortalizing Humphrey Nwosu? I can only look at it from one or two perspectives. One, the most important, is apparently being issue of ethnicity. Because Humphrey Nwosu is an Igbo. That's probably the reason why he cannot be immortalized. Because if not for that, I don't see the reason why. He is a bigger hero even than all the other people that was honored. Because it was based on his election, the election he conducted, that Abiola had the courage to declare himself that he's the president, for which the military arrested him for declaring himself the president of Nigeria. If that election, if Professor Humphrey Nwosu had based on court order and said that they will have to wait until the issue is resolved, that the election cannot take place on June 12th. On what basis will Abiola be immortalized today? It was because he went ahead and conducted that election. And the election was said to be freest and fairest election. Who made it freest and fairest election? Is the INEC chairman at that time, Professor Humphrey Nwosu. Why is everybody condemning the 2023 election? It is because Yakubu, who conducted it, messed it up as far as Nigerians are concerned. That is why today nobody says anything good about him. So the person that's pretended over an election as massive as June 12th election, and the election that even those who are hailing Abiola, they did so because they believe that June 12th election was the freest and fairest election in Nigeria. And then you say you cannot immortalize that person. It means basically you are blinded by ethnicity. There is no justification for you not to immortalize Professor Humphrey Nwosu, but you can immortalize a beneficiary of that outcome. It doesn't really make sense. You can immortalize King Gibe, because by saying that King Gibe is vice president, you have immortalized him. You have immortalized Abiola as a former president. But you can't immortalize the person that conducted the election under a military regime, under a military government. And some people in the Senate, the senators that cannot even speak truth to power to a civilian like Tinubu, they can't speak truth to power to President Tinubu. Yet Humphrey Nwosu was able to withstand Babangida, a military leader, and went ahead with the election. He was able to withstand a general like Sani Abacha, and went ahead with the election and announced the result until he was bundled out and clamped down into detention and all that. You think he's not a hero of democracy? You think he doesn't deserve to be honored? And I was shocked that some senators said that his role is divisive. No, but that there are conflicting opinion about whether he's a hero of democracy or not. But what I just told you about him, you will know that he's a hero of democracy. He was worthy of immortalization. And the Senate lost the opportunity of doing that by giving all kinds of excuses. He is more courageous. Professor Humphrey Nwosu is more courageous than all the senators in Nigeria today put together. All the members of the Senate, the 10th Senate, none of them is as courageous as Professor Humphrey Nwosu, who was able to withstand the military and conducted that election and did everything he did. When these same senators cannot even challenge Tinubu on anything, Tinubu, a civilian like themselves, they can't even confront him. They can't even do anything that will make him feel angry. And then they have the gut to talk about that Humphrey Nwosu, that's conflicting issue about that he wasn't. I saw a senator say he wasn't courageous enough. Can you beat that? Senators in this present Senate saying that Nwosu was not courageous in a military regime when they don't have courage even to investigate Bola Ahmed Tinubu in many of his infractions, including the plane that he bought, the presidential jet that he bought and all that. Did they try to investigate it? And so many things. They didn't have the courage to do that, but they can accuse Humphrey Nwosu, who conducted the election, the basis of which Abiola was immortalized. They say he cannot himself be immortalized. It doesn't really make sense. I think they were blinded by ethnicity. That's my take. I don't know what to think about this. Whatever is your position, let us know at the comment section. Why do you think that they rejected the motion to immortalize Professor Humphrey Nwosu, the man they claimed conducted, and who indeed did conduct the freest and fairest election in Nigeria's history? Why are they scared of immortalizing him? Is there an ethnic undertone in what they did? Let's hear from you at the comment section. Thank you for watching this video. And if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribe to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you.